Hi, it's Mariella. This episode is about celebration. No, not Christmas celebrations. We're talking about celebrating small wins. By the time I'm recording this, we are nearing the end of the year. It is the 7th of December today. The last month of the year can be a little bittersweet for a lot of people, which is why I decided to talk a bit about celebrating small wins today. I don't know how that is for you, but the holiday season can be a little bit stressful. It's often very busy. You might be in full swing with Christmas celebrations. It's a little bit tricky energy-wise for a lot of introverts because there's so much going on and it can be a little bit difficult to find quiet time to recharge. And in the entrepreneurial space, I also hear a lot of make this last month your most productive month of the year yet, and don't wait until next year to hit your goals. There can be a lot of pressure sometimes around what we should or should not be doing with our December. So whether you are ramping up towards the end of the year or you're slowing down, I wanted to come on today to send you a little reminder that instead of giving in to all the pressure of what you think you should or should not be doing, that it might be helpful to take a step back to celebrate how far you've come. One of the best ways that I found to really do this is to celebrate the small wins every day. You don't have to limit this to the end of the year. You can find ways every day to celebrate something small. And it's a habit and a practice that I've taught myself, especially for solopreneurs. When you're working by yourself a lot, it is really, really helpful to stay focused and to see that you're actually making progress. What you're about to see is part of an older episode, but I wanted to reshare it because celebrating small wins is a great motivation hack and a way to help yourself find renewed energy. In this short clip, I talk a little bit about why celebrating wins is a great habit to stay motivated. And I give an example of how I check in with my progress in a very visual way that maybe you might find helpful too. If you've ever felt pressure that you're not moving fast enough or that there are so many things that you should or should not be doing, then this one is for you. Hi, I'm Mariella. Welcome to Productive Introvert Community. I support introverted solopreneurs in developing healthy habits so that they have the energy to work on their goals without daily routines that feel forced or that only last 2 weeks. We sometimes get so fixed on that ultimate goal that is so far away that it can be incredibly overwhelming to reach for it and to kind of keep reaching for it. Because motivation always goes like this. It goes up and down. The main thing that has really helped me to stay motivated is keeping the big goal in mind, but celebrating the small things. And by celebrating the small things, you can reignite it a little bit along the way. So when I first started, I knew I'm a solopreneur right now, right? I work by myself most of the time. I sit in this little space here and there's just no one else really to bounce ideas off of and to talk things through. I have meetings with my mentor and I'm a part of networking groups that really help. But it's not like I have someone sitting next to me that when I'm stuck with something, I can go, hey, can you help me think this through? Going into that, I knew that I would need to find something to visualize my progress. And this is where celebrating small things comes in. And I made this very visual. At the beginning, I had what I called a milestone timeline. And I just drew a line on a piece of paper. And every time I did something, I would write the date and I would write down what I did. Like I did that when I first started my Facebook group. Like Facebook group started today. It wasn't even publicized, so we just started. Made Facebook group. And then 2 days later, invited 2 people into the group. That sort of thing. Those are tiny little baby steps. But in the end, it's the accumulation of those baby steps that leads us to that big goal. So celebrating the small things, so super important. It also allows you to see your progress. And when you can see your progress, that's motivating. The reason why we often get stuck is we only look at what still needs to get done. And we rarely look back at how far we've come. I mean, if I look back from the first day that I sat in this office here and said, okay, I'm going to start this coaching business. This is what I want to do. and I compare it to now, there's a world of difference in my approach, my confidence, the way that I talk about things. Even starting this podcast back then was unimaginable. It was something that that's too big a leap. But by taking those baby steps and then looking back occasionally, seeing, oh, wow, I did that. It makes it so much easier to see your growth. And then when I look back even further, it's almost like I'm the same person, but I'm a different person. And it's just staggering to see, like, wow, yeah, there were challenges and you can overcome those challenges. So take some time to look back every once in a while at how far you've come. Don't get stuck on, especially the things that we are less proud of. Sometimes we all make mistakes, but we learn from those mistakes. Another thing that has really, really helped is sharing with the right people. So this is a sensitive one, because as you go on a new journey, as you try to do something that hasn't been done before in your immediate environment, most people are not going to immediately understand what you're trying to do. Some might even, find it odd, strange. They might even criticize you for it. It might even feel like they're trying to break you down and pull you back. And most of this is done out of love. We have those challenges too. My husband and I were both entrepreneurs, raising a young family. That's very risky. Yeah, it is in a way risky, because we come from families where having a corporate job or an academic job with a monthly salary, that's very safe. That is a very stable living. And our family, they're a little bit worried because this is something they have never really seen before. There may be people in your life that out of love are trying to convince you to take a different path. And ultimately the choice is yours. For me, for us, we felt so strongly about starting these businesses. We knew in the pit of our stomach that this is what we were meant to do in our individual companies. And for me, that feeling of wandering that I had most of my life, it started to disappear once I started this business. So just to sum up briefly, invite celebration, inviting that into your life in whatever way that you can. And some of the ways that I've tried that is by celebrating really, really tiny things every day, putting them very visually on a piece of paper that was stuck to the wall in front of my face so I could see my progress. And then the moments that it got hard, you can look back at that progress, look back at how far you've come and feel that you are actually making that progress and that you're getting somewhere, because it's the little steps that build up towards that big goal that you're trying to reach. Thank you. Have a great flow today. And let's talk next week. Thank you for listening to the Productive Introvert Community Podcast. If you're an introverted entrepreneur and you're ready to thrive in your own way, then connect with me on thefrankermessage.com/contact.